Hello everybody, Mighty Joe Musclewhite here. This is video number 2 of my Mighty Joe's Gripper Collection video series. And like I told you in video number one, not only am I going to go over my collection, but I kind of want to make it fun, unique, interesting, and most of all educational. So what I'm going to start off with is a gripper tip. I guess you could call it a training tip. Actually, it's an anatomical advantage that it's known, but it's not well known. So it's really no secret, but if you know anatomy, you can take advantage of your crushing strength with grippers like right away. And I can say this with confidence because I've experimented with it in the last month, because I recently got a baseline grip dynamometer. And what I've been doing, what I'm about to tell you, I've been testing and improving it with the grip dynamometer. So let me go over that real quick, and then we'll get right into some grippers on the collection. There's 4 things that you can immediately improve your gripper crushing force just by knowing a little bit about anatomy. Now, I kind of learned this by accident. I was studying anatomy of the fingers, the hands, the forearms, the upper arm, elbow, shoulder area. And I learned that screws and bolts, the origin of them, the reason they made them right-handed and left-handed threads had to do with anatomy. And what it is when you tighten something, you're turning it to the right, and your hand is supinating or supinating. It's going from neutral to palm up. If you pronate, you're going from neutral to palm down. Okay, one way or the other, the radius bone is rotating over the ulna, the other bone on the pinky side. So with that in mind, the reason they made them right hand threads is because they knew anatomically on the human body that the grip is stronger when you supinate. Okay? That's one thing. So remember that. Supination, your crushing is stronger. Okay, arm extension. Tests have shown that when you extend your arm, your crushing strength is stronger. Now I'm not saying hyperextend it and lock it out. I'm saying nearly to lock out. So you supinate, you extend your arm. Third thing is wrist extension. Like this is neutral. Okay, this would be wrist extension when you go up like this. Wrist flexion would be down like this. Okay, neutral, extension, flexion. Okay, again, with about 20 to 30 degrees, there's neutral, like that. Right about there's about 20 degrees of extension. Okay, now the fourth thing I'm going to save for video number 3. Because it's probably the most important thing. But so try that when you're doing grippers, or you got a gripper you like just 1/16 of an inch. Get good and warmed up, do your attempt, and extend that arm, supinate your hand, and 20 to 30 degrees of wrist extension. And tell me what you get, okay? It really does work. Okay, let's move on to grippers. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start with Warren Tedding's Beef Builders grippers. Everybody's familiar with them. They was originally, back in 1964, they was called Iron Man grippers, Superman grippers, and then Warren, years later, even after the ad quit running in Iron Man magazine, he called them Thor grippers, T-H-O-R. But now everybody refers to them as Beef Builder or Tedding grippers, okay? And you're familiar with all the sizes. It starts at beginner, used to go all the way up to a beast, a super universe, which was just paperweights, or for a collector like myself, really of no use except, you know, a conversation piece, and not to mention they look awesome. So for my collection, I went up to the Super Galaxy, and that's about it. But of use, they start at the beginner, go all the way to a pro. I think that's what's currently offered you can get up to a pro spring. But what I want, everybody pretty much knows that's in the grip community, but what you probably don't know is I had some grippers special made, so why not go over something you don't know much about that's pretty unique to the collection. First thing, real late 2008, me and Warren got together. I asked him about this beyond the range training, and I mentioned coming up with smaller diameter handles. Well, come to find out, I looked back, he looked back, and I had some other people look back, and as far as I know, I come up with what me and Warren called the gapper gripper. It's now 5/8 inch handles, but let me tell you what we originally started with. It's these right here, 1/2 inch diameter. These are the original gapper grippers. Okay, Warren made these. They're steel handles. They're 1/2 inch diameter. One is a master spring, one is a super master spring. This is what I started experimenting with. The reason we didn't go with 1/2 inch is if you ever squeeze one of these, you'll know real quick why. And it's because it hurts your hand. I mean, it's pretty rough because there's less surface area in your palm here. Okay, so then we jumped to 9/16. Okay, that wasn't much of a beyond the range. It was just, it added like 1/8 of an inch. Well, then here's a master spring. We went with 3/4 inch diameter, just standard diameter handles. And the other one, we went to 5/8. And then I said, well, heck, why not make them both 5/8? This gave you a little over 1/8 of an inch more range of more movement. Okay? Just for clarification, this is a 3/4 inch handle, this is a 5/8. So it gives you more range, as if this was 3/4 inch, this 5/8 inch diameter, you wouldn't have to, the handle wouldn't travel as far if they touched. You know what I mean? Okay. Then we stuck with we tried 5/8, and that's what we stayed with, and that's what it's been ever since. Robert Baraband, some other people caught on, and there you go. And I even have some, the next set I had was 5/8, and they're solid steel handles. Real nice. That's these here. So this is a master, I'm sorry, this is a grandmaster, and this is a master spring. Okay? Alright. Now, even more unique, I like to change things up. So what I asked Warren, I said, hey, what if we made a gripper with shorter handles? And he said, well, I guess you could. Well, I come up with a whole set of what I call shorties. Just to give you a comparison, here's a Beef Builder very narrow spread Elite right here, this one. This is a shorty. This is a beginner spring. Look at the difference in the handles, the handle length. Okay, I call them shorties. Standard handle is 3 3/4 of an inch. These are a 1/2 inch shorter. Okay, now what that does, here was my thinking. And by the way, as you can see here, here's the beginner. I got the beginner, advanced, super advanced, the master, super master, grandmaster, elite, super elite, and grand elite. I didn't see any sense in going past the grand elite, especially when you take a 1/2 inch of leverage off these handles. But there's the shorty. I call them shorties. We never did anything with it. Warren said, well, I don't know how popular they'd be, but my thinking is you didn't have much playroom to get it set and shut it. So just something you might want to, I thought that was pretty neat. Okay, I'm running out of time, so I'll see you on video number 3, and we'll continue with this collection. Thanks for watching. Bye.